What's going on, guys? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you guys have a wonderful day today. And let's get it started. Don't forget to leave a like, guys. What's going on, guys? I'm Tech. What's up? What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Welcome to the live stream, everyone. Just started it. You guys are early. Let's take a look at Bitcoin and the markets. Here we can see the Gaussian channel, my 6 MAs, as you guys can see right there. The Gaussian channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Let's look at data. Data peak. Yeah, data. Let's look at data. Haven't looked at data in a while, so we'll take a look here at data. Because I do like data. Even though it dropped a lot, you know, data is recovering a tad bit though, which is good. But it's still under its support though. You can see right here. You see that? In terms of its peak here though, you know, as price prediction, let me do it again because I want to do a new one. This is a old data chart, so let me do it again. Let me go on the monthly. What's going on, guys? Shout out to you guys on TikTok. We're taking a look here at data, which is at 90 cents. But here we can see data as it's trying to come back over that support. So it's not the most bullish chart. You can see why it's having some resistance right there too. So as far as if data does recover, which I believe it will, as far as price prediction goes, anywhere from 40 to 56 could be the top. And this is with in mind that last all-time high for data was 16 bucks. So it's not a bad price for where it's at right now. It's basically like a 40x or more. So I do like data. It's not the most bullish chart, right? We got to see it break this $1.26, hold that, and then start to recover. So we'll see how data does. But welcome to the live stream. If you guys like crypto, definitely like, comment below your favorite coin you guys want me to check out. Thoughts on Sui? Thank you, Badger. Thank you for the likes. Yeah, we'll take a look here at Sui. I do like Sui. I missed out on Sui, even though I have a little bit. I did miss out on it, but I'm happy I have at least a little bit of Sui because it is it's like the Solana of this cycle and it has a beautiful chart. It's a newer coin, and we can see Sui's chart looks very good. Even if you go look here on the weekly, and the reason why it looks great is because this is a bullish chart for Sui. It's because on this drop with Bitcoin coming down to 73k, Sui flipped that resistance, right? That past resistance. That's a very bullish move to do right there for Sui. You see that? So that's why Sui is looking very bullish. And it was one of the first ones that were, you know, was recovering compared to the other altcoins. It made that first move. So if you guys are here, don't forget to like YouTube and TikTok. My course, my first ever course, is coming out this Saturday. The first 3 days, I'll be doing 2 3-hour live streams every day, and you'll get 10% off the course if you're interested. But it is coming out May 17th, this Saturday. AVT, you want me to check out AVT? Osmo, sure, we'll check it out. I think AVT is Aventus, right? Aventus, I think it's this one. Yeah, AVT is a very weird chart. It's a very different type of chart, right? We can see right there. But it doesn't look all too bad, right? It came down with the market, which is normal for AVT coming down. I like the fact that AVT didn't come down here to this level. So that's a bullish sign. That shows you that there's a lot of buyers right here, especially when you see these huge wicks, right? There's a lot of buyers in this region for AVT. So it's pretty, you know, it's kind of somewhere in the middle. If AVT can come back over here, hold the support for a little bit, and then break that one, it's probably going to do something like that. I believe it's going to be like an asymmetrical pendant before it really explodes, you know what I mean? And by then we can have altcoin season, right? So AVT might be in an asymmetrical pendant for a while, and then by when we have altcoin season, it explodes out of it and thus, you know, goes up parabolically, and that's probably going to be towards the end of the bull market. So, you know, that's just my opinion. The market is getting us gray hairs, bro. Look, I think this market, guys, in my opinion, I think is just about patience. I'm liking this market because it's a much more mature market than the previous ones, right? And a lot of people are getting gray hairs, like you said, because they're just, I mean, we already had 2 big corrections for Bitcoin, right? Look, 30%, and then this one was 30% as well. So you can see that this market is not just up only. Bitcoin is, and every time Bitcoin has these big corrections, it brings the altcoins down a ton, and it pumps Bitcoin dominance. So yeah, Bitcoin to 93. Yeah, Bitcoin can still go to 93. 96, 93, I think is a big target if we break that, you know, 100K. Peeler, what's up? Will there ever be a time when alts actually pump? I'm going insane right now, waiting and waiting and waiting. Good things come to those who wait, I guess. Bitcoin monthly bull flag. Yeah, look, Peeler. You know, Peeler is a great example of someone that was right here back in you know, I would say right here, right? There was a bunch of people here too before the 2021 altcoin season bull market. There was a lot of people that were waiting on that too, because they saw what altcoins did in 2017, and right here there's a lot of people that were waiting on altcoin seasons to really take off, and they did a little bit here, and then we had that, you know, that pandemic sell-off right there. But during this time there's a lot of people that lost hope, that were impatient. But then we had that altcoin season rally where altcoins went crazy. So I do believe it will happen. My only prediction is that since this bull market is slower, more mature, I believe it won't be as explosive. Okay? As some people are making it seem like it will. We'll like to see at least, yeah, we can see AVT pump. At least get one next. When is altcoin season? Altcoin season is once we have more money supply flowing, with the rates coming down, and or other forms of the money supply increasing, just like right here, right? So it's all based on, in my opinion, it's all based on QE. I even put an indicator right here. One of my favorite indicators is called quantitative easing dates. And this basically highlights all the dates where we had, basically the time period that we had quantitative easing. And you can see right here, right? Quantitative easing right here with the stimulus checks, bringing rates down to like 2%. You can see during this time we had QE and we exploded. And since then, right, we had quantitative tightening, QT, and then bear market. And I believe like we're really like definitely in the beginning of QE. You know, they're just delaying the you see how Trump eagerly wants to drop the rates, but he can't control what Powell does, right? So it's up to the Federal Reserve. But once you start to see that happening, I believe that's when you'll see altcoins pump. Okay. Roger says, can you look at ZBCN, please? Thank you. Yeah, I got you. Peeler, anytime, Peeler. Thank you, bro. Thanks for coming to the live stream. We got 66 people. Let's go. Don't forget to like. My first ever course is coming this Saturday, so stay tuned for that. The first 3 days, I'll be doing the live streams and giving you guys a discount code for it. But I'll tell you what it's about. ZBCN, ZBCN. I love this coin because I bought it before it went big. I wish I would have bought more. Honestly, I wish I would have taken profits right there. But I'm happy I at least held. Right? I'm happy I at least didn't panic sell. You know, one thing is to not take profits. The other thing is to like panic sell at the bottom. So I'm happy I didn't do that. But I bought it around right here. Like right here somewhere before it really took off. And we're basically higher than the price where I bought it. So I'm happy with that. So ZBCN, look, my honest, and look, I'm just honest with you guys. When I look at these charts, I'll tell you if it's bearish or bullish. It's bullish because we can see we pumped back here to the same level before Bitcoin crashed to 73K. And now we're holding it. We're holding that support. So even though we had a big crash here back down to these levels, these super low levels, in just 4 months, we pumped back up there and we're holding it. We're building support here to create a higher low and then have another pump. So I believe very soon, maybe it could take 1 or 2 months here, 1 or 2 more candles here on the monthly. We'll see a big pump for ZBCN from holding this support. So I'm bullish. I'm very bullish here based on the charts. Now, let's say ZBCN was kind of struggling, right? Kind of struggling right here. It'll be very bearish because we had a big drop and we're still down here struggling while Bitcoin's back over 100K. But no, it's different. It already recovered what it lost. Not a lot of altcoins did that yet. There's a lot of altcoins that have not recovered what they lost on this drop. So yeah, thank you for the follows, guys. Bitcoin at 103. I want to put my special indicator here and show you guys some of the important moving averages. And of course, you guys can get my indicators that I code on my link, but this is called the 6 MAs. And these are basically 6 moving averages that I believe are the most important. And we can see right here, if I put it, we have the 8, the 25, the 50, and you could change the colors to 100, 200, 300. And I already said this, but that 50 right there, which is that baby blue, that 50 is our lifeline, this bull market, right? If Bitcoin breaks that 50, and if the 8 breaks that 50, I would say the bull market's over. Okay, but you can see how on the both drops, Bitcoin held that 50 on the weekly. This is on the weekly. TDS, what's up, TDS? You can see how we held that 50 on the weekly, and like no one mentions it. Like I feel like I'm the only one that mentions this because I compare it to last bull market, and we can see here last bull market the 50. And like to help you guys out with this indicator, I'll take out the other ones. So we just have the 8, 25, and 50. You can see how the 50 is the first line of support. Is basically where we find the bottom here on the first big drop, first 50% drop here during the bull market. All right, we bottom on the 50, And then also right here, we tested for a second time, believe it or not, right? As we're pumping up, boom, right? But then we'll guess what happens when we hit it the third time. When we hit it the third time, we stay here for about 4 months, and then we finally lose it. The interesting part here is when we lose the 50, which is the baby blue, on the third time, is the fact that when we lose it during this time, you can see how the 8, which is the blue, it breaks the 25 and 50 in just 1 month. Think about that. In just 1 month, the 8MA broke the 25 and 50. You see that? So that just tells you that that was extremely bearish. That was like the cherry on top, showing that the top was in. But what's insane is that during this time, I would say 80% of people, influencers, were still bullish on Bitcoin recovering and putting in new highs. I remember that time. And during that time, I was bearish. I was one of the few ones, along with 20 other % people, that were bearish. And this was a perfect dead cat bounce to happen right here. This was the definition of a dead cat bounce. To guess where it gets rejected. That 25 and 50 right there, right? The 25 and 50 is where it gets rejected, and then boom. So that 50 MA, in my opinion, on the weekly, is extremely important for this bull market. And honestly, when we break that, I think there's a big chance that the bear market is in. And this is why I was also saying that, like, you know, everyone on this drop, what did you hear everyone say? We're going to 60s, we're going to the 50s. There's a lot of people calling 60K, 66K Bitcoin. And we didn't go that low because Bitcoin held that 50 MA. Yeah, it wicked below it. That's fine, but we closed above it. We closed above it. So that month where we went to like 73, what was it, like 70, 74, 73, we came back up and closed above it. So that was your sign right there to buy. Just that candle right there on the weekly was your sign that we were bullish. So just showing you guys here one of my indicators you guys can have access to. But let's check out some of your favorite coins. Let's see here. Sui. Bebop's asking for Sui. We'll check out. So what is the best time frame? Well, it depends, right? I use the weekly and monthly when I'm live streaming to show you guys here the big picture. But when I'm trading, I use the 15, the hourly, the 5. It depends on where your goals are. Trump wants to refinance the US debt at a lower interest rate. Yeah, and that's in my opinion, when he brings down the interest rates, that's really when we're gonna have a big pump in the markets. So it's all about patience, in my opinion. Is ENA? I'll check out ENA. Let's check out Sui first here for Bebop. Check out Sui. I already checked out Sui, but basically what I said is Sui has one of the most bullish charts, not just because it was one of the first ones to start recovering fast, but because on this drop of Bitcoin dropping to 73K, Sui actually managed to flip that resistance as support. That's very bullish. That's a very bullish move. Okay. So this is why Sui is extremely bullish, because on this drop, we didn't like drop all the way back down here to this level. No, we dropped. We basically built support and flipped that past resistance right there. It's very critical. So I'm very bullish on Sui. I think it's gonna definitely go to double digits. I don't know where the top could be in, but it's definitely gonna be it's gonna be like the Solana of this cycle. Thank you for the follows, guys. Hit the likes, guys. Thank you, Tech. Shout out to Tech. Thank you. Lee says Dogecoin. I got you. We'll check out Dogecoin, but let's check out ENA first. Someone asked for it here on TikTok. Let me see if I can find a Gate.io to ENA. Here we go. ENA. Looks like I did this coin before, but can't remember the last time I did this coin. Okay. Right now, I would say it's not bullish because you see that 618. It's getting a heavy resistance at that 618.
Subscriber.
I don't know if you can see that based on Fibonacci. So, yeah. The only way this would be bullish, flip bullish, is if we're able to put in a higher low and then maybe in a month or two break that 618, probably pump to like that 0.5 and then come back and flip that as support. So I'd have to do something like that. And you know, there's a big chance it won't. So I would say right now it's bearish until it does that. It's definitely bearish, right? But we'll see. Thank you guys for the likes. 4,000 likes. You guys been killing it. Let's check out some more coins. Hi Lewis, could you please look at Dash? So we got Dash, Jasmine, Blair, Popcat. Man, you guys got a lot of coins today. Tau. All right, I think Charles commented earlier here, so we'll check out Tau real quick. We'll do Tau real quick because I think Tau is a pretty easy one to do. And Tau is one of those coins that make me angry, upset, because I procrastinated on getting this coin, man. I was going to buy this coin at what was it, like at 220? I remember. And man, I get mad when I see this coin because I was gonna buy it at 220 and I just procrastinated on this drop. But I knew it was at a good price point to buy. And you can see Tau is extremely bullish because it had one of the biggest recoveries here so far. It hasn't recovered 100% yet, but in just 2 months, think about that. In just 2 months, it did a reverse. So this is basically a V-shape or a V-shape, right? So 2 months, drop all the way down here, then 2 months later, come back up here. So that is extremely bullish for Tau. So you can see right here, if I go on the weekly, that's a V-shape recovery. That's a clear V-shape recovery. So very bullish. I'm bullish on Tau. I think it's gonna be one of the big AI leaders. Damn, bro. Yeah, I know. I should have got Tau. I should have got at least one or something. But honestly, I think this coin can go to 1,000 plus. So even right now, you know, it's below its highs here of what was it, like 800, 7 something. So Tau's looking great. Let's check out some more coins. You guys are just tuning in. My first ever course is launching this Saturday. There's gonna be a discount, 10% off the first 3 days, which I'm gonna be doing 2-hour live streams, 3 hours live streams actually, the 3 days when my course comes out. So stay tuned for that. All right, you guys are asking for Jasmine. Check out Jasmine. Last time I took a look at Jasmine, it was basically under support. So yeah, Jasmine has been showing progress here. It's been showing progress here, which is good, because last time I checked it, it was like right here, still under the support. Now it's back into that point of control in that support level. So Jasmine has been recovering nicely, and I told you guys, Jasmine had to fill in this gap. You see, look, you see this huge gap here where it had this God candle, and it was just like boom, boom. It filled in this gap here, which is bullish. So it took out all those degenerate leverage traders right there, over leverage traders, and basically now it can move up easier with the market going up. So Jasmine's looking good. Not as bullish as Tau, but it's definitely looking good. Cardano, Jasmine. We're looking at Jasmine. Let's take a look at Cardano. Thank you guys for the likes on YouTube. Oh yeah, Jen Lee, if you're still here, let me know if you're still here so I can check out Dogecoin. Check out Cardano and Spell. Check out Spell as well. I'm gonna try to check out all your favorite coins, guys, so do not worry. Man, Cardano really looks like it's about a pump. Maybe we are getting some rejection here at that 0.5, but I feel like Cardano You know, maybe next month, right? It might take at least next month or something till we break that, and we're back here to that $1.12.38 level. So I'm liking Cardano, and long term, this is a coin that I did buy on this drop, and I still think is a good deal. This is still a coin on a good deal because of the structure of its chart. It's a very bullish structure, and I believe this coin at some point in this bull market is just gonna go parabolic based on the structure. Right now, if Cardano was still struggling down here, right, kind of struggling, putting in a new low, a lower high, kind of in this, you know, asymmetrical pendant, then no, it'll look definitely more bearish. But the point where Cardano proved itself bullish was this God candle right here, moving with the market. That really gave life to Cardano, because I remember during this time, during the bear market, everyone is saying like Cardano's dead. It's just in this never-ending downtrend, and I was one of the few ones that said no, it's not. I wouldn't say it's bearish, because it's not like it's down here testing its bear market lows, and we can see out of nowhere. That's what happens sometimes with altcoins. Out of nowhere, you just have a God candle that basically, like the past year, look, this is the past year. In just 1 month, it just broke the past year downtrend, just like that, right? The losses. And I say this all the time, but every single time we break a heavy resistance, we always come down to test it. And that's what Cardano did on this drop. And the bullish part is that it basically flipped it as support. So there's a lot of green flags here for Cardano, and this drop was one of them, flipping this 618 and past resistance as support. So very, very bullish. Yeah, for sure. Jar Genly's still here. Yeah, I heard of XXT. I think someone last stream commented it. Dogecoin. Yeah, let's check out Dogecoin. We'll take a look at Doge for you guys. Dogecoin's another coin that's very similar to Cardano. Like the structure of Dogecoin and Cardano is actually, I would say Dogecoin looks even more bullish based on the structure than Cardano. But they have I mean, look at this. They have a very similar uptrend, right? So I'm bullish on Dogecoin. I think this coin it's just in a long-term uptrend. And this is how, guys, this is how altcoins work. Before altcoin season, they're like in this slow uptrend like this, right? Especially now with Bitcoin having these big corrections. There's just like right here. Even though right here, you know, we're kind of in this rounded bottom, right? So we're kind of in this rounded bottom until it gets to a point where it just goes parabolic. Now, I don't think Dogecoin is going to do that, be that explosive this bull market, but it will have an explosive part later on in altcoin season for sure. And you can see how we came here exactly to that 0.38 in the Fibonacci, which was 26. Didn't I say we were coming to 26 cents? I think I said that like 2 streams ago. We can see we wick up there, then we come back. So there's some resistance there, but I do believe eventually we'll break that. Maybe next month we'll break it and recover back to 40 cents. So, you know, it could be possible 2 or 3 months before we put in new highs here for Doge. But I'm bullish. Thoughts on the new strawberry and balloon coin? What? Never heard of that coin. What coin is that? Hi, what's up, Summer? Yes, you did, Lewis. Thank you, Marco. There's a course is coming out this Saturday. I'll be doing a live stream when the course comes out, and I'll be giving you guys a discount code. XCN. Oh, yeah, let's check out Spell. Forgot to check out Spell, and then we'll check out some of your other favorite coins. I'm kind of feeling like Spell is gonna do something like ZBCN was ZBCN did, right? That's what I'm kind of feeling. Let me see if I can find a better. Yeah, this is a good chart. Yeah, so Spell, it's kind of similar to ZBCN. The only thing is it hasn't recovered like ZBCN. Right, so ZBCN, it took off and then it came back here to the lows, the same lows, and then recently it took off and it's at something like that, this level. I feel like Spell is gonna do something similar. It just hasn't done it yet. It hasn't broken out yet. Let's see, but I'm bullish on Spell. If you actually if you look at the fundamentals for Spell, I think it has a pretty good utility. It's just, you know, it's before that. I think Spell is one of those coins that is a good risk reward that hasn't pumped yet with the market. So I think it's still at a great lows here to put in a, you know, more riskier play, right? Like a lot of coins already are halfway recovered. You know, ZBCN is 100% recovered. Like Cardano is 50% recovered or something like that. Spell is still kind of down there. So yeah. Louis, bro, thank you. You always answer everyone's coin requests. You the man. Anytime, Bebop. Anytime. It's great to have you on here. Shout out to everyone on here with all the likes. Almost at 10,000 likes. You guys been killing it. Sitting with 1 million Spell. Wow. That's pretty good. I got some Spell too, but definitely not 1 million. Flare, Ethereum, Shib. We'll check out Shiba Inu. It's been a while since I checked out Shiba. We'll check out ETH and all those other coins too, so don't worry. But Shiba Inu, I would say Shiba Inu too, guys. I think Shiba Inu is one of those coins that is still at a great value, right? If you guys are looking for you know, the best coins right now that has not pumped yet or hasn't reacted with the market yet, I think SHIB is one of them. We're still under that 618. Any coin that is still under that 618 is probably at a good deal right now. SHIB is one of them. You can see right here. And I think these coins are great because, number one, they already started moving up just a tad bit with the market, right? So it is showing good signs here. It's, you know, that it's going to eventually pump. It's not like it's dead here or like still down here. So it is showing signs of life, but it hasn't pumped halfway recovered like a lot of coins did right here, or hasn't basically recovered like to this level, which I believe Shiba will. So yeah, I think it's definitely one of those coins that if you're willing to have a riskier play, I think Shiba is one of them. And the other bullish thing here about Shiba too is that you see right here, we came back down and we basically held that bear market resistance right there. So we came back down, and that's a good sign. That's what you want to see, exactly at that Fibonacci 0.78 right there. So I'm definitely liking Shiba. So Shiba, Spell. I'm gonna keep note of the coins that are still good deals right now. Shiba and Spell are pretty good. ETH. We'll take a look at ETH. Take a look at ETH. So this is ETH right here. And we can see ETH is very interesting because we came back down to this big point of control, right? And I think, you know, when we were pumping up here, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would say, no, ETH is not coming back down here. It's not coming back down here. But you can see when it was pumping down here, did it come back down to test it? No, we just kept pumping, right? Pumping. We came down this much, but we didn't hit that point of control target. And like I tell you guys all the time, every time there's a big point of control bear market resistance target like this one, 9 times out of 10, even if, you know, we have a drop and we're near it, we always come back down to hit it. because there's just so much liquidity right here. There's so much longs and, you know, over leverage degenerates that are over leveraged that we basically took them out in these 2 months. So that's a good sign that that's actually a bullish thing for ETH. And now look, now you can see why ETH just had a big green candle, because it took out all those people last month, wicking down all the way here to 1,300. So this wick right here to me is very bullish, because this just tells me that it took out all those over leveraged traders, and then the next month the opposite, you see. So this tells me ETH it's changing momentum. So I believe this is the pivot point right here for ETH. I believe this is the pivot point. Yes, it might get, you know, red 1 month, maybe get some resistance, but I believe it's gonna keep uptrending. So I'm bullish on ETH. And look, I bought ETH. I got ETH here at 1,700, and I was pissed because it kept dropping, right? ETH kept dropping. I was like, man, I should have waited, but I didn't panic sell, and now it's around 250, 2,500. So here you go. Anytime. Thank you guys for the likes. Appreciate all you guys on here. If you guys are just tuning in, my course is coming out this Saturday for the first 3 days. I'll put in a discount for 10% off. It's actually right here. This is it, the 8 signals to sell the top. It's going to be a 2-hour plus course with my indicators, my cheat sheet, my Fibonacci settings. I'll teach you Fibonacci and all that. So it's going to be my first ever course. And look at that. We just hit 104K Bitcoin. Let's go, guys. Bitcoin's pumping while we are live streaming. But appreciate everyone on here and all the likes. Toshi. Check out Toshi for Joseph Reyes. And don't worry, I'll check out, yeah, Flare. I forgot to check out Flare. My bad. I'll check out Flare for you. Flare and Link. Flare and Chainlink. Yeah. So I think I checked out Toshi last live stream, and I think it's doing what I basically said. I even have this from here from last live stream. I said that Toshi most likely is going to come back down to this level, put in a higher low, and then continue the uptrend. And I said short term I'm bearish, even though long term I'm bullish. So this is usually what happens when we have a huge pump. Everyone gets hyped up, you know, I'm gonna go all in, and people start buying, and then next thing you know, we're down 30-50%, and then people maybe panic sell or something, and then we put in a higher low, and then we're going up, right? What you should be doing is, after a big green candle like this, you should be patient, wait for a drop, you'll have it, and that's when you get in, when it's down that amount. So I do think Toshi might hit this target here, because it's a big target from this pump, especially being a meme coin. Meme coins really do these big reversals. It's harder for like higher cap coins to do it, because there's a lot of a more market cap. They're less volatile basically. But Toshi looks good long term. It's just short term, I think it's gonna come down. So funny, Bitcoin always pumps when you're live. I know, right? Every time I come on live, Bitcoin is always pumping. Popcat, you're hoping it goes lower? Same. That's one of the reasons I'm really liking this bull market, because it's giving you guys time. I know everyone is hating this bull market and people are just impatient, but for the real ones that know, like, you got to thank God for this patience, because it gives you the time to accumulate. It gives you then they'll go offline. But it gives you the time to accumulate, instead of like 2017, right? It was only like we had no time to accumulate. I mean, it was just, you know, people that were in there, like no institutions, but it was just up only. right? And even 2021, after the stimulus checks and all that, there was like no time to accumulate. It was just going up only. So, you know, in my opinion, this is a great thing for people that are in crypto now. Anytime, Joseph. Thanks for coming to the live. So it hit 155. Ty, yeah, Ty. Let's check out Ty. Let's take a look at Ty. Is this one right? Tars AI. So I'm guessing this is like a newer AI coin because it came out May 2024. Okay. So yeah, it came out and it broke the major support. Now that support is acting as resistance. So this is pretty bearish for at least right now. I would say this can only turn bullish. This coin can only turn bullish if we can break that and then flip it as support, right? Like it'll support here. But this is the first step. So this is the first step. So it's not completely bearish. This is the first step. It has recovered a tad bit, right? Maybe like halfway around there. But it's finding resistance here at the past support. This is heavy support. So don't think this is going to break it anytime soon. It might take a month or two. But once it does break it, that's a sign that it's bullish. Okay. So Chainlink. Yeah, let's check out Chainlink. Chainlink is one of my favorite coins, one of my biggest holdings. I actually want to check out Chainlink here myself and see if it's at a good deal right now. Now remember, I've been telling you guys, Chainlink was a great deal here at that 0.5. Now it's starting to break that 0.5, building support on there. And we look, very soon we might see Chainlink at 20 bucks. Next Fibonacci target. So I'm bullish on Chainlink. Very bullish structure. You can see it's like a slow uptrend. Kind of in the same category as Dogecoin and Cardano. Just not as bullish, I would say, based on the structure of the chart, but still in a bullish uptrend here for Chainlink. And we can see that on this pullback with Bitcoin pulling back to 73K, it's not like Chainlink even came down here to like $8. It came down here to that golden pocket, and every time we come down to test that golden pocket, flip it as support, very bullish, very bullish. So that's exactly what Chainlink did. We hit that golden pocket for a second time here, and what's awesome is that this time we didn't even close in it or near it. Here we were 4 months in the golden pocket, and during this time I bought a ton of Chainlink, and I was telling you guys here in the live stream, I was like, I'm bullish on Chainlink. It's building support in the golden pocket, and it took off. It went from 10 bucks all the way to like 30, rejected that exact 0.23 Fibonacci, and now it recently came back down, wicked in the golden pocket. But like I say all the time, the closing is everything. We closed all the way up here, and now we're starting to break that 0.5. So this is a bullish price action right there. Okay, so I'm liking Chainlink. And as far as price prediction for Chainlink, like I said, my conservative price prediction, I know it's kind of low, but it's based on Fibonacci, 100 bucks to 130. Okay, there's a big probability. Like I say, I'm a situational investor, so depending on where the market is during that time, if Chainlink is above 100, which I believe it will be, you know, depending where Bitcoin is, market, the total market cap, all those factors plays in. I'll make a decision. If not, if I still think we can go higher, then I'll wait out for it to, you know, the most bullish scenario is hitting that 618 at 238. But I can bet you there's gonna be a lot of influences that are gonna say Chainlink 200 bucks when it's up here. Okay, so I'm gonna be during that time, guys, you got to take out emotion. You got to take out, if you guys were here last bull market, you guys saw influencers pushing repetitive numbers and just super euphoric. That's going to happen again at some point. So when people are saying repetitive numbers, the perfect example that I always give for this is Dogecoin. You heard $1 Doge, $1 Doge. It never happened. And they got a lot of that movement, right? That those influencers, the media and everything, they got a lot of people to hold Doge, making them believe that it'll go to $1. And it went to 75, 73 cents. And after that, it went down to 4 cents. So, yeah. Anytime I saw Flare, yeah, I forgot about Flare. Let's take a look at Flare. By the way, guys, in my course, I basically teach you Fibonacci. There's at least like a 40-minute module in my course, or 30-minute module, where you'll learn Fibonacci, my strategy and everything, and you'll get my settings for it. Doge going to 150. Yeah, I believe 150 at least. That's my conservative price prediction for Doge, at least 150. But I think it'll go higher. So Flare, I want to see a better chart here for Flare. Is this the longer? Okay, I guess we'll work with this. All right, so Flare, you know, it's been kind of this neutral pattern, right? Kind of like an asymmetrical pendant, which is neutral because it's putting in lower highs, but it's putting in higher lows. The only thing that I don't like here is that this drop, we actually broke our previous higher low. It's not good, right? But we've been recovering here in this nice V-shaped recovery so far. So what I believe here is we'll probably come here to this next big point of control. Right, we're starting to get near right now. We'll probably get rejected, like right here somewhere, which is near the top of this downtrend, with this asymmetrical pendant. And it'll probably come down big, right? Possibly to right here to retest this level. And it'll kind of be just like tightening up here before we break out of this pendant. That's what I believe will happen for Flare. And look, that could take until the altcoin season, right? So I don't think it's gonna break out of this just yet like that. I think we're gonna have another big rejection, and then possibly break out. Once we break out, that's gonna be a bullish sign that Flare is probably gonna start to go parabolic soon. So as long as it's in this downtrend, I think it's a good time to accumulate, honestly, if you believe in this coin, of course. But yeah, why are altcoins following Bitcoin? Because there's a big delay, there's a big gap between Bitcoin and altcoins. So it's not just because Bitcoin is moving up big doesn't mean all altcoins are going to follow it. Because, right, let's go here to Bitcoin dominance, because Bitcoin dominance is the perfect thing. The reason why is because that allows Bitcoin dominance to keep going up like that. Just like we had Bitcoin dominance going up here. And look, there was a lot of people right here when Bitcoin dominance was going up here. This was Bitcoin dominance going up back here. There was a lot of people that were saying the same thing back then. They were like, why are altcoins moving like Bitcoin? Why aren't altcoins blasting off like 2017? Because during this time, even though you see this huge uptrend, during that time, Bitcoin was outperforming the market. Okay? And so it got to a certain point where then altcoins started outperforming the market. But this chart is very important. We can see, you know, a lot of people are starting to fall in for that same trap here from December. A lot of people are saying, look, Bitcoin dominance is red, altcoin season. But guys, do not fall in for the, you know, I don't know why these guys are pushing that again. They pushed that in December, right? There's so many people calling for altcoin season here, and I said no, we're not in altcoin season yet because we're still in this uptrend. And even we had this wick all the way down here. This was a perfect trap right here, trapped a lot of people, and we kept going up here on Bitcoin dominance. And guess what happened during this time? You see, this is a great example because Bitcoin went to 73K while Bitcoin dominance was going up. So a lot of people say, oh, when Bitcoin dominance goes up, that means that Bitcoin is going up too, right? No. It just means that Bitcoin is outperforming the altcoins. So even though Bitcoin went to 73K, altcoins were dumping like 70%, 80%, while Bitcoin only dumped 30%. You see what I'm saying? So that's why Bitcoin dominance has been going up, even though Bitcoin went to 73K. Sitting with 200K flare, so I'll keep accumulating. Thanks for the info. Anytime, just passing. And that's great. About flare though, are you able to stake flare? I know flare is like I know it has like a connection with XRP, right? I think it was like an airdrop. I don't know, I forget. And sell in May and go away. Yeah, I mean, so far, we'll see if that's true by the end of May. We'll see if sell in May and go away is true. But so far, it's been kind of the opposite, right? Because ever since May, we've been going up here with the market for a lot of altcoins too. In your thoughts, ADA or Solana can give you more big profits? ADA or Solana? So let's do ADA first. I believe ADA can go to like 6 to 8, right? 6 to 8 conservatively. So 6 to 8. Most bullish scenario, $16, but 6 to 8, and the chart looks great. Solana, I believe Solana can go here to 600 to 1,000, somewhere over here. So it could be 600, 700, 800, maybe 1,000, but conservatively one of these price points. So I would say they're both fairly. They're probably gonna give you like around the same amount, right? I think Solana will give you a couple more X's than ADA, looking at where they can go here based on the all-time highs. So maybe Solana a little bit, but I believe they both will do well. Thank you for the likes. What are your thoughts on Pepe? My thoughts on Pepe, I think Pepe is a good coin. Being the number 3. Honestly, I would not be surprised if Pepe passes Shiba in market cap this bull market. It's been holding. I mean, this is showing all the bullish signs, right? You can see this crash. We didn't break this major. So now I believe we will break this next bear market for sure, but we didn't break it on this drop. Bitcoin dropping down. And it's the number 3 biggest meme coin out there. And I have no doubt that it can definitely pass Shiba if Shiba just keeps messing around, right? Delaying things. So I'm bullish on Pepe, and Pepe's chart looks really good. I really like its chart. Anytime. Thank you guys for the likes. You guys have been killing it. Bitcoin 104. Man, Bitcoin's been pumping, guys. I might have to stay alive longer so Bitcoin can keep pumping. But when we came in the live, Bitcoin was like at 103, about to go to 102, and then all of a sudden we're back to 104. Gav's dad, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for all the flowers. Shout out to Gav's dad. Big shout out. Whoa. Can I control that? That's so cool. Thank you. Shout out to Gav's dad. Please do chill, guy. Don't leave. Pull a 24-hour. That'll be crazy. Maybe one day I'll do like a 24-hour or something crazy like that. Maybe one day, but that'll be crazy. I would have to like prepare for that for sure. Oh my gosh. So many flowers. Thank you so much. What was the coin? AVAX. We'll take a look at AVAX. Cookie DAO. When will Michael Saylor sell his Bitcoin? I don't know. I don't know if Michael Saylor is going to sell his Bitcoin. I think he'll like use it as leverage maybe, but I don't think he's gonna sell it. Holding Solana 145. Should I take the profit out or hold it? I'll check out Solana a little bit. AVAX. Look, I would add AVAX to that list of coins that I still at a great deal right now. Along with what was it, Spell Token and Shiba. It hasn't pumped. It's been number one. It's been showing good signs here of a reversal, right? But it really hasn't pumped up yet with the rest of the market coming at least like 50%, recovering 50% or even more. So I think AVAX is a good deal right now if you're bullish on it. It is, like I said, all these coins are good deals right now are below the 618, and AVAX is below the 618. But I do believe that it will break it. It's looking like it will break it. Okay. Especially too since AVAX managed to bounce here at the 0.78, which was the bear market resistance level. Filling in this gap right here. You see? And again, look. All right, we had this big candle. We come over here one time, okay. We kind of hit it a little bit, but here we hit it fully, right? 3 months here, 4 months just taking out those longs. So this was a much needed drop here for AVAX and a lot of coins, Jasmine as well. And I think AVAX is on the list for one of those coins that still is at a good deal and looking bullish. Good to invest in HBAR and Doge, or should I wait for any dip if it's coming? Of course, nothing is financial advice. I think Doge is a good deal, not financial advice. It might dip down a little bit more, maybe to 18 cents, depending if Bitcoin goes down. But I think, you know, I think right now Doge is a good price. HBAR too. Because, I mean, look at this. This is the HBAR, right? If you're going to wait for a dip, we already had the dip. So this is a target here. HBAR hit it. Now it's starting to pivot up. We might dip down a little bit. And then you might say, oh, I'll wait for it to dip more. But then it doesn't dip more. And it continues this uptrend. So you don't want to get greedy on the way down. Because we might not come to these prices again until the next bear market. Yeah, I do have some Trump coin. I do got some Trump coin. Thank you guys for 21k likes. You guys been killing it. Mog coin. Mog. ADA a good deal. See, like ADA's not a, I would say ADA right now, like compared to other coins, ADA's not a good, it already recovered a good amount, right? Well, not like, I wouldn't even say halfway, to be honest. So yeah, I would say ADA's a good deal, but it's already recovered, it's recovering nicely, right? It's not like down here at 66 cents still. When you compare it to like maybe Shiba and AVAX. But technically ADA hasn't recovered halfway up there yet. So I would say ADA's a good deal. Alright. Now Mog coin, I think Mog coin is a meme coin. We can see this coin has been pumping in the last 2 months. I'm trying to find a better chart here for Mog coin because doesn't have too many charts. This is like a new coin, right? A new meme coin that came out recently. I do have a little bit of it, but yeah. Go here on the weekly. You see that it's looking good. I would just be careful right here. There's a lot of resistance here, so I'll probably be more bearish right now. I'll kind of wait out a little bit for possibly a drop, or for it to, you know, it can easily come down like this to this level. So short term, maybe, you know, wait a couple weeks or maybe even a month and see what it does, because after a big pump like this from the bottom, we usually come down maybe in like in the bull flag and then pump. So short term, I'll wait out on this coin. Not financial advice. Yeah, I mean, it could be towards the end of 2025 or even 2026. But I believe if we top out in 2026, I believe it'll be like Q2 2026, around there. Peanut makes sense. Thank you. Sitting pretty well. 2,900 million. We'll add along the way. Wow, that's a good amount. That's awesome. And look, my coin, you can, I mean, if it recovers, it's a meme coin. That's kind of, I like mob coin because it's a meme coin that's kind of like, it's not super low cap, but then again, it's not high cap like Pepe or Shiba. So it's kind of in the middle there, which is good, because once meme coins start to go up, mob coin, there's a higher chance mob coin will follow. So I'm definitely going to be holding my MOG as well. Thank you for the follows. Did you already look at Solana? Yes, I already looked at Solana, but I can look at it again real quick here. We'll take a look at Solana. So Solana 173. We could see, even though Solana had a big drop, it still hasn't, even though it had a big drop and everyone was freaking out, it still didn't manage to break that 0.23 Fibonacci level right there, right? We did wick below it, yes, but we didn't close below it. So that tells you everything. This is a very bullish chart. And I believe very well Solana can hit my targets here based on Fibonacci, right? Conservatively 670 to 1,000. When Solana is in this window right here, I for sure am going to take a lot of profits. Until then, I'm just staking it. See, that's the thing, guys. If you guys are holding Solana, Cardano, Ethereum, stake it. Stake it. Why not stake it? Just make sure to not stake it on a centralized exchange, right? Spend some, get, you know, a couple hours, learn on how to stake natively, get a cold storage wallet. All the ones I recommend are my link, but stake it natively. Then when we get to these high price points, that's when you want to unstake it. And of course, you want to unstake, you want to plan it. You guys want to be locked in. You want to plan ahead of time, because when you unstake it, you got to wait like, what is it, like a week or something? Depends on the coin. So I want to show you, actually, I want to show you a chart here, because this chart is super interesting. Okay. ETH average. This chart is super interesting here, and I cover this in my course too, by the way. Right here, this is this one. Ethereum total value locked. This is insane. So this is Ethereum, and basically this is the total amount of Ethereum that was locked in terms of like staking or like in the liquidity, or basically, you know, the TVL, total value locked for Ethereum. And guess where the top of the market is when Ethereum had the highest amount locked, staked in liquidity and all that? Was the top of the bull market right here. November, was it November 2021, which was when Ethereum had the highest amount staked and locked, basically. So when people had the most trust in ETH and they locked it, they staked it the most, and, you know, put in liquidity and all that, was the top of the bull market. And we actually hit that in the recent, you know, this November, right? This November, we hit that again. which is insane because we hit that without Ethereum breaking all-time highs. That was kind of interesting because Ethereum didn't break all-time highs, but the TVL increased to the same price points, the same amount that it was last bull market, the top. So very interesting here, and I believe this is very bullish because basically we're just building this little support here to then really just take off like that, just rocket launch up here for the amount of ETH being staked. And look, I don't believe this time around we'll have something as euphoric like that. I mean, this is huge here, right? But you can kind of see once we have this huge explosion, it doesn't take too long for the market to top out like it did right there. So I believe you'll know it's towards the end of the bull market once we really have a major move of ETH staking and all these things being locked up in TVL. So this is definitely a chart you wanna add to your watch list. But yeah, and look, I mean, you can look at Solana TVL. This is Solana TVL. Solana TVL is actually more than last bull market top. It just shows you how bullish Solana is. Sui TVL. Sui TVL has just been growing and growing and growing. And then this is the total TVL, which is still below the all-time highs here, slightly. So you want to have all these charts in your watch list. But what other 4 to 5 coins you will suggest to have in a portfolio for 2025? I would say definitely Chainlink, and none of this is financial advice, just my own opinion. I would say definitely Chainlink is a good play. That's safe too, right? Because it's a balance of where it's safe, but it can still give you a couple X's. So the Chainlink, I would say HBAR too. I think HBAR and XRP and XLM are looking great, and like they're gonna skyrocket very soon. Okay. And then obviously the other ones, I would say Cardano, obviously, Dogecoin. These are all the ones that are in my portfolio. So I'm just sharing you guys here what I have in my portfolio. And I'm just sharing you guys coins that look bullish. Like, I don't hold any coin that looks bearish in my portfolio. Like Polkadot, I don't hold Polkadot because it doesn't look, it looks bearish, right? Because that was the top of the cycle, very possible. Vitor, check out Vitor. This is that coin for VeChain, right? It's looking pretty good. I'm liking it. This is on the daily here for Vitor. You can see how it's had a nice V-shaped recovery, and now it's been holding that support level. So I'm liking Vitor. VeChain, bet. Scammer proof. What's up? Oi. How you been, bro? Thanks for coming to the live stream. So VeChain, you can see how it's like when you compare it to Cardano and Dogecoin, it definitely looks more bearish, right? But I just believe that VeChain is kind of in this range. It's just ranging here above its bear market resistance, which is right here. So I don't believe it's completely bearish because it's at least holding that bear market resistance, even though we had to come down here twice. So I believe it's just ranging here before it can really like take off. Right. And we can see on this drop, we basically bounce right there again. And then the 618 is that. So if you believe in V-Chain, I think it's at a great deal right here. It hasn't pumped up yet with the market. It's below that 618. And while a lot of coins might be looking something like this, V-Chain is still down here. Great back. Yeah, I'm back in the US. It's great to be back. LCX. Yeah, I'll check out LCX. So LCX. So on this drop, LCX came down and has been holding this so far. So on this drop, we've been holding this level, but we're still red for LCX. Right, on the weekly we had a couple weeks here where we've been green, but I'm liking LCX because it's been holding this major point of control right here, as you can see, for LCX. And I believe this is where it will have its higher low. So honestly, I think I might pick up some LCX. I kind of like it as a risk reward coin, where it's looking like it's gonna start to pivot, right? Do something like that, put in a higher low, and it's a pretty good, you know, lower cap coin that I think can give some X's, continue this uptrend, even though it's, you know, it put in a lower high. So I definitely do believe that once we start to pivot here, it's gonna have some major resistance on right there, but then it'll do something like that and then break out of it. So I do like it. And I definitely like LCX fundamentals too. I definitely think it's a good coin to research. They're like an exchange, I believe. I appreciate you. Thanks for the info. Going to bed. Good night. Thank you. Just passing. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming to the live stream. Thank you guys for 21,000 likes. We almost got 80 people on here. You guys been killing it. I don't understand your. What do you mean you don't understand? What don't you understand about it? ICP? ICP, bro. I got you. Yeah, ICP fell a lot, right? So it's back here at the resistance levels, as you can see. And yeah, look, there's a chance ICP can recover. Right? It just needs, like right here when ICP was blasting off here, it was one of the last coins to really start to move up, if you remember. And again, it might be one of the last coins that start to move up. So I believe ICP, I mean, putting a higher low right there, I believe it can very well put in a higher low here and be in this super long-term uptrend. But I like the fact that it's holding this level here, this bear market resistance level. It's just, it's a coin that it dumped a lot, right? I mean, it came down, was like 72%. And it's still down 68%. It's just a big risk reward, riskier play, if you believe this coin can recover based on the fundamentals. But I do believe it can. I have a little bit. Again, if it shows me less signs that it can recover, I'll have definitely less of the coin. Right? It's not one of my big holdings. Spot features. This is a spot. I'm doing the analysis on spot for some coins. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll be live again, guys. My course coming out this Saturday. I'll be live streaming 3 hours straight for 3 days, giving you guys the discount, the 8 signals to sell the top. I basically go in depth on the 8 signals that I believe will be for the top. So stay tuned for that, guys. I'll be on here 3 days straight, 3 hours. So I'll see you guys then. Love you guys. Thank you for all the gifts, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.